So every time we talk about toilet bombs and how we're making them, I laugh like a child because I am a child. But that's what we're doing today. We are making toilet bombs because I have perfected a recipe and I want to tell you all about it. And I will do that in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you are here for week 31 of year 3, and we are doing a recipe and FAQ week this week. And yeah, as I said, I have perfected a toilet bomb. It's great. I love that for me. But so the recipe that I have given on the channel before, it's mostly been just test recipes, right? We're trying the different surfactants that can be put in and the emulsifiers and all the jazz. And while I was running a test for something that sort of clicked in my brain after doing that Soap Maker Reacts thing for the style theory video, I decided that maybe it's time to play with the surfactants again for the toilet bomb recipe. And so that's what we're doing today. I'm giving you a recipe. It's going to be cool. We're going to show the test and you're going to decide whether or not you like it. And you want to drop that toilet bomb in your... Right, we're going to go to the video now. Okay, so fast and easy toilet bombs. So we're going to start out with all of this stuff. 16 ounces baking soda, 4 ounces sodium carb, 2 ounces SLSA, 9 ounce citric acid, which of course we add in last, 15 mils of water, 15 mils of scent, and 15 mils of cocoa midopropyl betaine, also known as like bubble up, which is what I'm going to be putting in right now that I have mixed with my SLSA, because bubble up can be a little bit complicated to work with. And so I like to mix it with a little bit of the dry ingredients beforehand, make sure it's not going to react and do anything weird before then continuing on and putting it in the batch, because it can get a little bit temperamental. Now, for this particular recipe, I usually have oil in it, you know what I mean? And I don't have oil in this particular, bath bomb-esque recipe because oil is not needed. The only reason that we really put oil into a bath bomb would be for the skin nourishing benefits that you're going to get from a moisturizing oil. And we really don't need that for purposes of cleaning our, tub or toilet rather. So let's move on to the pressing of this and we can talk more about these ingredients and why they're awesome. For my toilet bombs, I use a press, this guy here, and in order to ensure that I get a nice stamp on it, I cover the actual press, the mold part, with a piece of just plastic wrap, and then you can get the beautiful design out of it. And usually it's one piece of plastic wrap, and I can make several hundred bombs before I need to, replace it. So there's that. This particular batch in each container is a batch, by the way. This particular batch will make about 15 2-ounce, pucks of these with the press. And the real benefit of using the SLSA and the bubble up within all of this is going to be the beautiful foaming that you're going to get from really both of the surfactants. But bubble up is going to be really great because it works beautifully in cold water. And I know we do a lot of tests with our SLSA and our SCI and all the jazz, primarily in a bathtub form, and you don't really get the benefits of the hot water to really help out with your surfactants when you are working with, cold water in your toilet. So you really want to make sure that your surfactant is going to dissolve readily in cold water and do its foamy awesomeness. Now, with this particular recipe, you notice I also have sodium carb in it. Now, one of the reasons I have sodium carb in it is because I really do want it in the recipe in order to create a product that's going to be really cleaning away and removing all of the grime, the hard water deposits, and all the jazz, which we talked about when we were doing a Soap Maker Reacts. We were talking about borax and all of the jazz. And so I think it's a great idea to put it into the into this particular recipe. I thought about doing this because of the Soap Maker Reacts video that we did when we were talking about borax and whatnot, and thought, why not? Let's check it out. I have worked with sodium carb before when I was doing the Lush Dupe bath bomb recipe that is like, patented or whatever. And I did not have a lot of experience. There was actually a lot of swelling, a lot of growth involved in all of that, which is why I cut it down to be just about a third to a fourth. I think it's 25% total in the batch of the weight of the baking soda. I think that that's going to be a really nice, it's going to have really good cleaning properties and not make the bath bombs themselves really difficult to work with, because obviously we don't want any expanding. We don't want these things to start losing their shape or getting fragile or anything. And so for that reason, I definitely wanted to cut it back to just the bare minimum because we did have some problems. Now this is being done at 57% humidity, and for just in case, since we are all done, I'm going to go ahead and give all of these a nice spritz of witch hazel so they can dry and create a nice crust around. And now let's go test them. Okay, now on to the test. We are going to first, of course, check the drop test and all this. And that's one of the reasons why I do use the witch hazel after forming. I do not use witch hazel within my own recipes because during the actual making, but I have found that using a witch hazel spray afterwards will really help them dry out as quickly as possible, so they're not going to be taking on a lot of excess moisture from the environment and, then getting very strange as they're drying out. Now we are going to be using cold water for this, and I'm just going to put the thing in. There you go. And so far, so good. Obviously, the citric acid and baking soda combination is going to have, the fizzy liftoff that's going to be helping with cleaning off just minimal stains and whatnot within the toilet itself. But then because you have those beautiful surfactants within there, that's really creating a nice bubble, a foam that is rising. You are then going to have a beautiful foam to work with your scrub brush or, however you clean your toilet. So usually for these toilet bombs, what I do is I just put it in and let it foam up and do its thing while I'm cleaning the rest of the bathroom. And the toilet is always the last thing that I clean anyway, well before the floors. And so then I, do the toilet and it's done all of its foaming thing. The sodium carb is going to have its opportunity to work on the hard water stains, making it very easy to go ahead and take this and your scrub brush and just clean around any sort of hard water rings or anything that you might have within your toilet. And as you can see, the foaming capabilities of this, absolutely beautiful. I got bored and, stopped filming this at some point. So I do want to just show you the final product with all the beautiful foam that you have going on here and what you will be working with within your, toilet. And no issues with any of this, clogging up your septic system or any sort of problems with there. And beautiful, beautiful, squeaky clean toilets when it's all said and done. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Easy peasy recipe. Very simple. Big payoff. Hope you like it. Let me know if you do it. And there it is, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And yeah, as you can see, lots of foam with that guy. I super love it, which is something that we talked about in the Soap Maker Reacts, videos or whatever. Just the basic process of adding, that baking soda and that citric acid. It's going to help break apart the stains and everything in the toilet and, help out with any hard water rings, all of the jazz. Obviously, it's going to be helping with the disinfecting and everything. And that bubble is great because that lather is so lovely, lovely surfactant with all of that. And it's going to help get everything nice and clean. I did not show you my toilet this time. That was still amongst the weirdest content I've ever filmed. This works really well in cold water as we tested and you could see. So if you guys make the recipe, obviously comment below and tell me how you liked it. Yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer. Feels like it's zooming by. It's really crazy. I don't know how to feel about any of it, but I am getting into fall vibes, which is fun too. But we're just inching closer and closer to school starting again, which is kind of bittersweet. But to that, I'm going to go find my kiddos and we're going to go watch Nimona for the 19th millionth time because we are obsessed with that movie. But I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of recipe and or FAQ. So it'll be fun. Bye. Why is the microphone all up in my face? I need to fix the microphone. How are you here?